Are you curious about what benefits you might see if you move to a curricular approach? It's hard to compare campus to campus because every curricular approach has a different set of learning aims, what we want students to learn, and educational plans, how students are going to learn those things. So an apples to apples comparison is really challenging. However, over the past 15 plus years of the Institute on the Curricular Approach, and my work with more than 100 different campuses, there are some patterns and themes that emerge that we see happening over and over again, some results that we see over and over again from campuses who do make this shift that you might see as you make this shift to a curricular approach. Today, I want to share with you a snippet from a workshop I did with a campus and talking about the results they might realize around a curricular approach. So we've covered the why, the how, the what, and now I want to talk a little bit about the what if, and then we'll share a few final thoughts and we'll have some time for some questions. We'll organize these around results for students, results for staff, and results for your organization. So for students, metrics of student success go up. Returning to camp, living on campus goes up. Persistence from first year to second year goes up. Grade point average goes up. These student success metrics go up. The University of Oklahoma, in their first year of just their residential curricular approach, saw their persistence of first year to second year go up by 3%. For them, that was dozens of students who were retained, about $100,000 of revenue that was maintained. And for those dozens of students who were retained, they benefited not just from the curricular approach, but the entire campus experience. If the students are not here, they don't get any of the benefits of what we're offering. It was also a change in rankings for the entire institution. We shift from not just being reactive to being proactive. Before a curricular approach, my dean would say, I learn about student crises from faculty and families who call and tell me about it. After the curricular approach, I'm finding about students in crisis from the staff, and I'm checking in with faculty and families about it. We start to notice patterns and trends at the macro group level and also at the individual level, and we can be proactive, getting ahead of some of those issues rather than responding to them when they're at level 9 and all we can do is separate the student with as little harm as possible. And student conduct goes down, sometimes 25%, sometimes 33%. North Dakota State saw their student conduct go down by 72% in the first year of their curricular approach, just in their residence halls. That's because we do a better job of talking about what it means to be in community and holding each other accountable. So we don't wait for the RA or security or the campus police to come and hold people accountable. When students are holding each other accountable, that's better. At North Dakota State, this meant fewer incident reports, fewer hearings, fewer consequences for students, fewer alcohol transports, and fewer student deaths. That's what that reduction meant. Very real life results. And for staff, professional engagement and job satisfaction goes up. People want to return for the right reasons. They want to return because they've been working on how to better do this thing, how to better talk about communicating across difference. I want to see if this new idea I've been working with works. People with master's degrees say, I finally feel like I'm getting to use my master's degree. And folks who are in professional staff without master's degrees say, I kind of feel like I'm getting a master's degree. I'm learning so much about assessment and pedagogy and design and learning and continuous improvement. This is an incredibly valuable experience for me as a student affairs professional and maybe for other things that I might want to do. And for the organization, it reduces silos. I don't know any student affairs professionals who want to work by themselves and be left alone. We're in the people business. We're in the relationship business. But we often work in silos because we don't want to bother other people. I know you're probably really busy at this time of year, or I'm really busy, or I suspect you're really busy. And you can't really meaningfully collaborate if you don't have a shared purpose. And so I've been to many directors meetings where we sit around a conference room table and it's as though we're in a sad little rowboat where everybody has a paddle and we're all paddling really, really hard, but the boat doesn't go anywhere because we're all moving in our own directions, competing with each other arguing over who's working hardest, who's planning the most important things, who's doing the most important thing. When we have a shared purpose, shared learning aims, we become like these folks in the crew boat where we're all doing our own work, but towards the same end. And that boat just takes off. We're collaborative, working together as a team rather than competing with each other. And better use of resources. Um, my favorite story is the University of Central Florida, without even trying, without being in a budget crunch, saved $80,000 in their first year of their curricular approach. Um, that was because they stopped planning bad events and trying to bribe students to go to them with bad pizza. They basically saved $80,000 in pizza in one year by accident, which they were able then to redirect to student leadership initiatives, strengths training, speakers, 3-day retreats, all sorts of great things. So a better use of resources. And the role of student affairs shifts. We stop being the experts on who has the best deals on pizza on Tuesday and on Wednesday and on Thursday. Or if you're going to order 5,000 t-shirts for students, how many extra smalls should you order? The answer is way more extra smalls than you would ever imagine. And we start being experts around assessment, about learning, about engaged pedagogy, about design, about a quick way to foster engagement at the very beginning that we can share with our faculty colleagues or learn from our faculty colleagues and apply in our work. So those are some of the results. Well, that's a real quick overview of some of the benefits you might see moving to a curricular approach. There's one more that I want to add that I wasn't able to mention there, which is this magical real estate where things start to be easier for the staff and more effective for students. And that magical real estate where things get easier for us and more effective for students is really powerful. And it's often the thing where folks who are resistant start to see that and want more of that and start really getting invested and engaged in their curricular approach. You might ask yourself, which of the results that I just talked about are you most excited to realize? It might be the student success, reduced conduct, being more proactive on student issues, might be other things, but just ask yourself, what are you most excited about? I love helping make the complex uncomplicated around curricular approaches for your campus. I'm hosting a series in May around different functional areas. You can check that out. Or you might think, are we considering a curricular approach or have we decided and we're ready to launch? If you're considering a curricular approach, I'd love to work with you on maybe a half-day workshop where we could really help folks be informed, gauge, and have some conversations about whether this is right for you or not. And if you're ready to launch your curricular approach, I'd love to work with you on a hybrid, both virtual and in-person things that we could talk through to really help you get your curricular approach off to a great start. Let's connect.